Hey guys, Joshua in the woods. Hope you guys are good and well. We're in Laguna Beach, and you're probably going to hear some sounds, airplanes. I don't know if you can hear it, but the ocean, some cars, maybe some neighborhood sounds. I'll explain why later. Today I'm smoking in the OMS a blend called Old Times. It is a blend created by our friend and brother Matches 860. We were in a trade and I got some of his personal blend. It's cube cut burley, ribbon cut burley, and Cavendish, I believe. So it's really good. Has a really got burley nuttiness and a little bit of sweetness in there. Thank you, my friend. The reason I'm smoking Old Times, one is I like it, but I actually wanted to tell a story about Old Times. There was a period where I was an avid mountain biker, and I don't now just because I don't have a bike. They're very expensive, so I don't have one right now, but I hope to again. But one time I did a really amazing trip with a friend named Jess, and he lived in Flagstaff, Arizona. So we planned to go to a place called Moab, Utah, which is an amazing place. If you haven't heard of it, please look it up. It's amazing. The hiking is beautiful. The Colorado River is running right by it, and the mountain biking is spectacular. It's world class for sure. So I got in my car from Laguna and I drove to Flagstaff. And the plan was that I would meet him at his house and we would stay the night at his place and then wake up early morning and head to Moab the next day. So I got there, I got to Flagstaff, did the 6-hour drive, 7-hour drive to Flagstaff, Arizona. And that's a beautiful spot, really beautiful spot. Nice little mountain town. So we went on a pre-ride before our trip in Flagstaff. There's a really cool network of trails that runs through there, and we're just messing around, having some fun. Now I'll say this, my friend was a much better mountain biker than I was. He's the type of guy who, I was a decent mountain biker, but like if he, once he started mountain biking within a short time span, he was hucking off 25-foot jumps and 30-foot jumps. That's not me. I don't do that. But he was a very good mountain biker. So we were doing this little network of trails down in the local little spot where he was at. And they had some jumps, some little kind of BMX type jumps. And I hadn't done a BMX style jump since I was a little kid. So he went off one jump, and I felt like it's our mountain bike trip, so I'm going to keep up and do a jump as well. So I went behind him, waited for him to get done, watched him, and then I went. And the jump was probably about 3 feet high or so, and I started barreling to the jump, which is not what you're supposed to do, apparently. So I start barreling up to the jump, and I hit it. And so I go up and go straight up and keep going up and land on the back of my wheel, just at the top of the wheel up here. And I slam back so hard onto the back of my head that I got completely knocked out. Totally out. So I wake up, I come to, and my head's in his lap, and he's, tapping my face a little bit. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Just breathe. And I was very, very dazed. So I cracked my helmet, got up, and I didn't know where I was. I had an idea. He said, "Come on, get on your bike, let's go back home." As that we're riding back home to his place, I was questioning, am I in Flagstaff? Did I drive here? I think I drove here today. I think I drove a good 7-8 hours today. I think I'm in Flagstaff. So I established that within my mind. When we got back to the house, I was clearly out of it. I didn't remember what happened. I didn't remember at all what happened. I went into the bathroom and I washed my hands. And I came out of the bathroom and I looked at him and I said, "Dude, look at my elbows." And they were all bloody. And so he said, "Okay, yeah, go clean up. And I went in and started washing my hands, and I saw myself in the mirror and saw my elbows again and went back out and I said, "Dude, look at my elbows." So I did that about 4 times. I was out of it. I was sincerely out of it. So after that, I got in the shower. He had to leave. His wife, made sure I was okay. I got in the shower, and while I was in the shower, everything started coming back. Oh yeah, I jumped off that jump, and I landed on the back of my tire, and so the rest of the day was foggy. Truly foggy. So I went to sleep that night. This is probably 6 or 7 years ago. Obviously, in hindsight, I should have gone to the doctor, but I didn't do that. I went to sleep that day, and we woke up early morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we headed to Moab, Utah. Drove through Indian reservations, through beautiful, beautiful lands. I mean, it's gorgeous. Utah is something special for sure. Very sacred land. So we got there. I think it was probably around noon or so, maybe. And then we took a bus, a shuttle, that takes your mountain bike, you put it on the bus, and you go all the way up this mountain. I don't know what the mountain is called, but it's above Moab, Utah. It's pretty high elevation. And we got dropped off, and it's a downhill trail back to Moab, Utah. The trail is called Porcupine Rim. I would strongly suggest you also look up Porcupine Rim Trail. Porcupine Rim Trail is phenomenal. It's beautiful. We got dropped off, and I started riding my bike. You gotta go up a little bit, and then you start descending. The descent is about 2 hours. It's a long descent, longest descent I've ever done. If you take your time, 2 hours. All along the way, there are, I don't know, 1,000, couple thousand foot drops right next to the trail. Right next to the trail. But with those drops, you get vistas, these outlooks, and you can picture Utah, like Monument Valley, where they have these peaks that rise up out of the desert. So in Porcupine Rim Trail, you can see all that from very high above. I think we passed by a random cow on the trail. Like, was really strange. Like, I was really surprised, but you know, it's wild out there, and I don't know if it was just like a cow let free or escaped, whatever, but that was interesting. So after you descend and you go by all these beautiful cliffs and valleys, you start descending back into Moab, and then you can start to see on the side cliffs Colorado River flowing. It's like pristine, glassy water. It's not flowing very hard, but it's magical, because Moab and Arches National Park and that area, it's all red rock. So the Colorado is surrounded by red rock and just these arid desert places, but it's got this like oasis of a river running through it. It's truly magical. It's a magical place. So you descend down, and gradually you hit the bottom of the road, and you stop and hang out at Colorado River. And so we rode our bikes back into town, and spent the night there, and headed back to Flagstaff, Utah, or Flagstaff, Arizona. So yeah, I've been thinking about that trip. There's those trips that you'll never forget, and that's definitely one of them. So just wanted to share that. Didn't get to smoke my pipe much, but let me show you where we're at. Right behind us, right in front of me, is the Pacific Ocean. The sun is up here, so I'll give you a scan of the coastline, but it might be a little bright. And there's a neighborhood right here. And this is the neighborhood that I live in. And so I'll give you hopefully a view of the actual place I live. You can see it from here. So there's the Pacific Ocean. That white water down there where the waves are breaking is a beach called Treasure Island. Very beautiful beach. There's a very fancy hotel across the way. And there's the coastline. And just right there, if you can see that little trailer, double wide trailer down there with a porch, that's where I live. This is a good this is an interesting place. It's an interesting view into the minds of humans, which is very strange actually. It's, you know, across the way where that whitewater is, that's a very fancy hotel and multi-million-dollar homes. But just across the street where I am is a little humble trailer park where the homes are clearly not that expensive. But to get across next to that ocean or in that fancy hotel, some people will pay millions. So we try to stay humble and feel blessed for where we're at. I definitely am. Have a great day, guys. Peace.